everyone, welcome to Learning and Lore. I'm Stephanie. I'm a homeschooling mom of two children ages 8 and 9, and I just wanted to do a quick video today to show you guys the behavioral and routine charts that we use throughout the house to really help the kids stay motivated, on task, and really accomplish all the things like self-care, doing their chores, helping, and also doing their lessons. And they absolutely love the system, and so do I. I'm actually an organizational kind of person. I really like planners. I like my calendars, and it just really helps me remain responsible and on task. So my children seem to really like that. And I just want to add a little caveat that I did try to do routine charts when they were younger, and it didn't really work. But now that they're older and they really understand the tangible benefits of doing things, and they see dad, how he earns money and how he goes to work every day or does certain things to be able to get his income, they really now understand the value of having charts or being accountable. So I just wanted to mention that. And it might not work for everyone, but it's really working very well for our family, and we take it day by day, week by week, and we adjust things as we go. So I'm going to show you, I have about 4 charts, and it might sound like a lot, but they're actually dispersed throughout the house, and we do them throughout different times of the day, so it doesn't feel overwhelming. We have one in the schoolroom, we have one we have 2 upstairs, one that is their morning routine chart, a chore chart with their specific things that they need to do, and then we have a final chart, which is their bedtime routine chart upstairs. So I hope that you enjoy this. Leave me a comment below if it's your first time here. I would love to hear from you. If you feel compelled to subscribe or to share this video with somebody that might benefit from it, please do. And also feel free to follow me on Instagram, where I share tons of tips and I do a lot of snippets and behind the scenes of our homeschool life. So I'm going to turn this camera around and show you guys a close-up and provide links at the bottom of this video in the description box as well. So if you feel like printing off these same charts, please do, and tag me on social media because I'd love to see what you're doing with them. So the first chart that I want to show you is our homeschool chart, and this is by Only Passionate Curiosity, and I absolutely loved this chart. This is the first one that I incorporated around midsummer this year of 2018, and I just wanted to show you, I did modify it quite a bit, and I developed a little system to really help me have them on hand and not have to print them off constantly. You can also laminate them and make them reusable, but in my case, my kids really like to color it in, and this is going to be like a long-term record sort of how they're doing with their days and how they're doing in their lessons and how much they're really accomplishing. So I think they're going to really enjoy looking back on this and flipping through the pages. So that's why I decided to print them off versus laminate them like I've been doing with the other charts throughout the house. So this is the first week of September, and they got a terrible summer cold over the weekend. We were spending some time with one of our best friends and their best friend from Tennessee who's recently moved, and they've been battling this cold. So we took the weekend off. We also had Labor Day off, and then Tuesday was a slow day because everybody was sick, so we kind of omitted these subjects, but I went ahead and I wrote in all of their subjects that they're going to be doing throughout the year. And in the summer we do have a lighter schedule. We only do up to here, and if you look at Elias's chart, you see that I've done that line there. So we're only doing this, and our core is spelling, reading, writing, and math. And then I write the date on the top. That way, if they need to write it on their papers, they can just look over to this checklist and they can see today is the 6th and we're in September and it's 2018. So that's how I have that set up. And then each child, I have the name at the top, and then each week they pick a different color. They really make it their own. They pick a different color, and any subjects that we don't do or that we don't do every week, we mark off. So that's how we're doing that. So the subjects right here that I have are spelling, reading, writing, math, science, history, grammar and vocabulary, art, music, Spanish, cursive, and copy work or recitation of a poetry or a poem that we're doing, computers typing, which is brand new this year, and character, which we don't do every day. We do as we need or seasonally, so that's what that is. And then reading right here is us, you. So these are the days of the week, and we read a book, they read a book aloud to us. So Monday we did nothing. Everybody was sick. There was fevers around the house, so that was a wash. Tuesday and Wednesday we did that collaborative reading, and then today is Thursday, and then Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, we usually follow the same rhythm, but I don't put it on the chart because we really only document things Monday through Friday. And this is a new thing for us. Now that my children are older, I feel like they're really liking this. They're really liking to see their progress and what they're doing and getting that sense of accomplishment. Then work here is PE or physical activity and chores. So Monday we did nothing. We try to be active every single day for at least 20 to 25 minutes, even if it's just walking the dog a few times around the block or going to the park. We try to get some kind of physical activity every single day. So we try to mark this off every single day. Then chores, they have their chores throughout the week. And even if they don't go through all of their chores, even if they do one or two, we still mark this off and we celebrate that because we want them to be active contributors to the house. And eventually when they have to move out and either live independently or go off to college, they're going to really have to be able to clean up after themselves and do the laundry and all those things on a regular basis. So we want to really instill those character things early on. So right here, this is remember. So I added this in. So here I usually write in our weekly goal, and we've had the goal for a few weeks to go to the Turtleback Zoo. So that's what we're aiming towards. And then I have a behavioral chart that I'm going to show you in a few minutes. And depending on where they land on that behavioral chart, I write the results here, and that shows me behaviorally their attitude. They can see how they were doing attitude wise, how harmonious they were, and things like that. So this is a good gauge, and being able to so they can see where they have to work, if they've had a lot of maybe anger or tantrums, or they've been upset or had sibling feuds. I mean, I write that in just to show them where the areas are where we need to work on, either individually or as a family. So I put in a month's worth of sheets on the clipboard, and this is our first time using a clipboard. We've never used a clipboard before. So I have all of September here, and then once this week goes, I go in here. This is August. We started, I want to say, when did we start? We started in the beginning of August using these charts. So I have the master sheet that I filled out here and that I copy, and then I have all the charts up until December. And then around December, January, I'll probably reevaluate this, make any changes, and then just print off the rest of the year. And so as I complete them, I put them in here. And this is what it looks like. So this is the summer. So as you can see, it's light. We only do a few things, and yeah, and then there's days too where we forget to color in the numbers, but or the boxes, but it's more of them getting into the habit of seeing what they're doing every day. So that is our homeschool chart. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you the behavioral chart that we're using. Okay, so this is our behavioral chart that sits right in the schoolroom. It's right on the wall. It's laminated, and it's right underneath our dry erase board. So in the morning, I say the date, we go over whatever we need to go over there, and then I put their little clothespins with their names on it on the gray bar, and that's ready for the day. So that's it's like a neutral position, and then depending on attitudes and how they go, the pin will go down or they'll go up. And then usually losing a privilege will mean not having iPad time, not being able to do something. If let's say that we have a special trip planned and there's been a few days where attitudes have been negative, then that'll go away and we'll reschedule that. So that's how we do it. And then the pin will go up depending on how each child does in each subject. So we usually start with spelling. So if they do well during the spelling session, which is usually 15 to 20 minutes, then we go up to good choices. Right after spelling, we usually do either science or history. And if they do well and they jive really well, they don't have much resistance in saying, oh, I don't want to do this, or if there's no sibling bickering and so forth, that's overly disruptive, then they'll go up to super, and then we'll go up until we reach all-star. And then after they reached all-star, or they've done well during the first 3 subjects, which usually the biggest hiccups usually tend to happen in the beginning, I found. So that's when we go down to this area. But towards the end of the other subjects, we're usually in a good groove. I feel like things just go a little better. And then those are represented by the hearts. So that's how we've been doing this. And this chart is by Something Honey Designs on Etsy, and I'm completely zoning out on the name, but I'm gonna link it below in the description box. And I absolutely love these charts. I love how modern they are, and they go with our cubbies at the bottom. So I highly recommend going over there and getting these if you're looking for a behavioral chart that isn't overly chastising. A lot of the ones that I found on Pinterest kind of had a really negative connotation, or they weren't in the right language that I was looking for. So I really loved how this one just hit the right spot in showing that things aren't so great, so we're down here and we really need to improve, and then really celebrating the good behavior. So right now this is working for us, and if we do end up changing this out, I'll go ahead and I'll post an update on Instagram, or I'll do an update video and maybe tack it onto this video or link it. So now I'm going to show you guys our morning routine chart. So this is chart number 3, our good morning routine chart, and I can't begin to tell you how difficult it was to find a free printable chart, or even a chart to purchase that was neutral, or that was at least general enough that we could incorporate it into our homeschool life. A lot of them were geared towards children that are in public school or private school, or toddlers. So it was difficult to find something that I could modify enough that would really accommodate what we have going on in the morning as a homeschool family. So I actually incorporated 2 different charts. This one right here is by Girl in the Garage, and it's actually, she has both a good morning and a bedtime chart that we're using. And I absolutely love that it has birds and the sun, and then upstairs it has owls. And our kids' bathroom is actually owls, and it sits right next to it. So it just kind of goes with the whole theme that we have upstairs. So it's really perfect that way. So I have 2 charts, and they also have some charts that are smaller, or that you can hang from the doorknob. If you don't have enough space in your house to hang up a chart, you can do that. Or you can actually combine these and put them one next to the other and put it on a ring, and then have it somewhere tucked away, really in a small space if you need to do that. So, but right now, what I did was I actually had this as a big, huge command center, and a lot of the things that I had on here I wasn't using, so I just eliminated everything and I used this for the kids. So just to give you a general overview, I have the keys here, and I usually have a bucket here with pencils, but I've removed that since. And then I have, I used our in and out, sorry, the kids are watching a movie, so if it's a little loud, sorry about that. But so this used to be our in and out mailboxes, and now it's E and M. So whenever they get a payout, the money goes in here. Or if they have a coupon or something that we're using instead, it goes in there at the end of the week. So what I did was, this chart, she has 2 options. She has a printable option that's blank, which is the one that I got, and then she has one that has things printed on it. So what I did was I printed everything out, and then I actually printed 2, so I cut out these little pictures, and I only cut out the ones that applied to our family. And then I drew this one in to start lessons. And I have used the bathroom. Sometimes they forget, and then throughout the day they'll run upstairs once they're in the schoolroom, and it's a little difficult. And even though they're 8 and 9, about a year ago there wasn't one random accident, so I just have that up there just to get them used to the habit of first thing in the morning, just go to the bathroom and do whatever you have to do, brush your teeth, and so on. Then we have make your bed, get dressed and place PJs in the hamper, eat breakfast and then put your dishes in the sink, take your vitamins, brush your teeth, brush your hair, start lessons. And another one that my son has been requesting, so I might modify this a little bit, is deodorant. So he did remind me, and he kind of called me out on that, so I think that's a really good point, so I might add that on there. But this is only a temporary thing. We don't plan on using this long term, but right now, just to get them into a habit of just being accountable, this is really working well for their morning routine. So this chart right here is for my girl from a girl in the garage. This one is by Bowl Full of Lemons, and she has a few different color options. She has yellow, she has blue, which we're using upstairs for bedtime, and she also has pink and yellow. So I'll link those in the bottom of the description box. And these are the current tasks that they have to do. These don't that are up here. And what they do is they bubble everything in per week. Sometimes if they miss something, I definitely mark that just so they see what they're missing. And then other things are more important than others. So for instance, brushing their teeth is very important. So you know, we try to make sure that they do that versus, like, let's say if they forgot to brush their hair, is not such a big deal. And they're pretty much the same at this point. They might change as they grow up. So right now they're both the same. And then this is their chore chart. And I'm thinking about modifying this and maybe having little inserts that I attach with Velcro and then putting them in a bucket. But right now we're using dry erase markers from the 99-cent store, and I write in at the beginning of the week what they're going to be doing. And they get $1 a week for each chart. So for these charts, for the charts downstairs, their homeschool chart, the first chart, they get $1. They don't get any money for the behavioral chart because that's incorporated in the homeschool chart, but they get $1 for this chart and for the chore chart. So that translates to about 14 cents for each day that they do these tasks. And right now Mia is helping with breakfast. She feeds Sahara in the afternoon. She picks up her toys. She hangs the laundry that we put out in her room and fold up for her to put away. And then if they want, they can also help with the laundry while I'm actually folding things, but what I usually do is I drop everything off in their room, and then they're in charge of putting it away in their dresser and in their closet. The same thing for my son. So he is feeding Sahara in the morning, he's helping with dinner, he's picking up toys, and he's hanging up laundry. And there's a lot of spaces, but right now we have about four to five things that they do. So and it's the summer right now, so I imagine once the fall comes we might add a little more, and then during the holidays there might be a little more or a little less. So that's how that goes. So that is our morning routine and our chore charts. Now I'm going to show you guys our bedtime routine charts. So these are our bedtime routine charts. Each child has one, and they're again by Girl in the Garage. And I have these laminated, and I'm also using the Bowl Full of Lemons little bubble weekly to-do printable, and I'll link that at the bottom in the description box. So every night they come up here and they check off what they're doing. So they're doing take a shower, put on pajamas, wash their face, and this is kind of interchangeable. If they'll say that they don't take a bath, but they're always encouraged to wash their face, especially now that they're kind of hitting that almost pre-puberty stage. So we have brushing their teeth, read a bedtime story, share a good thing, drink of water, and then meditation or pray. And the bedtime story routine is, if you remember, the first chart in the homeschool chart is the us and you. So we'll read a book, they'll read a book to us, and sometimes there's definitely more than 2 books, but the minimum is at least 2 books. So that's how that goes. And so after they've checked everything off, then I come and I either bubble them in, or they actually enjoy bubbling it in themselves. So down here you see it's the same thing. And then here, see, they missed, this is when they were sick over the weekend, and so Elias didn't take a bath then, but then, you know, we try to keep it every other day at least, because especially in the summer. In the winter there might be a little bit more of a span because it's colder, but that's the rhythm that we have in the summer. And the same thing, well, actually that was Mia's, so then here we have Elias. Yeah, same thing. So that's what that looks like. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, or if you decide to incorporate some of these charts and you've modified them in your own unique way, I would love to see them. Feel free to tag me on Instagram or on Facebook, or send me a message, and I'd love to see that. If you like this video, please share it, please subscribe, and please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.